Oh, what is up? Tomorrow's a day, right? I'm sure that a lot of people that watch my stuff in general, that know me, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. Normally I'm not like, oh, it's May the 4th and whatnot, and I like celebrate it or whatnot. Normally that's not me. But I got a feeling, I don't know, man, something this time is in my head. I don't know if it's just like some sort of childhood edge or something like that that's hitting me that I haven't had for a while or something, but I'm thinking about it. I really am. I'm thinking about getting a pizza and sitting down and watching Star Wars. I don't know. It really is. It's on my mind. I won't have my wife. Realistically, she will be. She works like all day tomorrow. So, not that she wouldn't watch it with me, but like, yeah, I don't know. I'm really thinking about it. I don't know. I keep saying I don't know because I don't. This is not normally a thing that hits me, but this time, for some reason, I am highly considering actually sitting down, because normally I just watch the movie when I feel like I want to watch the movie. It's not one of the things that like I never do it on May the 4th. You know what I mean? It's not like something that hits me like, oh man, it's the time to watch the movie. But I'm considering it. I really am. I don't know why. It's just on my mind. But not that any of that really matters. I got him from, of course, Black Series, Star Wars Black Series. Is it just me? I guess it could be. Is this figure terrible? Like, I don't know if anybody would actually have that answer for me, but like, he looks good. But then I actually got him moving around, and like his legs are like weirdly, like they go. I don't know. He doesn't stand well. His legs are weird. Like his feet, like they have that rock on them, but like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's like they pop into motion. They don't, like, there it is. Like it pops into motion like that, but then you can't like. There you go. See, now it just popped into motion right down here. I don't know what it is. It gives me a lot of trouble. He doesn't want to stand quite right. Like, he doesn't want to balance well. I kind of don't like the Stormtrooper's helmet. I like Stormtroopers, but this helmet is super loose because for some reason they crafted the helmet onto an actual, like, solid white head. So there's a head under there, which you'll see if when I post the actual video for the full review. And you could take the helmet off, which you could argue is kind of cool, but it means that you could like swap whatever head you wanted onto there, and then you could have him take it off and he's Han Solo, or take it off and he's Luke Skywalker or something like that. You could argue that, but then I would also argue that had it just been a helmet and the ball joint would have been the same, then that would have been the same anyway. There's a lot about this guy that bothers me. And I thought for sure that I was going to love this. I really did. And then, like, I did the episode. I recorded, like, 5 episodes last night. And when I was working with him, it just, moment after moment after moment, I was like, I think I hate this. Like, I think I really don't like this figure at all. And that surprises me because I really expected to like the figure a lot. But I guess not always, right? I guess not always. Anyways, what is going on? Jake, you're here. What's going on? Ewok Adventures? No, I won't be watching the Ewok Adventures. If I do this, if the craving really hits me and I watch Star Wars tomorrow, which I don't know, it's on my mind. I'm really thinking about doing it. that will be... I don't know what kind of time I'm going to have. I could have all day. Who knows? But if I don't, because I do have to still do the stuff with Fandom Night, and I still have to go pick my wife up around 12 and then take her to basically her second job. And so I don't know. So there will be downtime. Will I watch all 3 movies? The original ones? I don't know. I might just pick the one that I like the most. I'm not sure. I really don't know what's going on. Okay. Anyways, for all that, whoop. No big thing here, but I'll get stuff started here. Yeah, there's been a lot going on. There's been a lot going on, and it has affected me, and it has affected Nick way more directly than me, and that also will be affecting Fandom Night. Just to keep that in mind, we have news to lay down tomorrow. And I'm sure anybody that was in like my usuals that are like in the Discord or whatever, I imagine you already know this. Nick is taking hiatus from the show, and there's a real reason for him to have done that. And I don't know when he will come back. And the thing that he's dealing with, it's affecting everybody. It's a very real issue. Would I ever get a Disney lightsaber? No. Well, okay, if I went to Disney, sure. But I have a lightsaber and I'm more than happy with it. Yes, that is very much Wolverine Hugh Jackman. Let's see. I was napping like a cinder block. Right. Well, that's what I mean. There's been a lot of things going on. It has affected Nick, and then when it started affecting Nick, when something this serious happens to somebody that I consider family, they take priority. And so I had some confrontations with my job and some issues that came up, and that put my schedule, it messed my schedule up. To make it as simple as I can, it messed my schedule up. And that's the reason that some of the streams went up early and things like that. But for right now, let's go in here. We will go ahead and look at this. What is this? 110 Deluxe Art Scale Limited Edition. It's a statue. Okay. It's a statue. Okay. It's not for me. I'm not really a huge Deadpool guy. But I've said that before. Like, I don't go out of my way to buy his stuff. Don't go out of my way to, like be a part of anything. Like, in Deadpool, I don't buy his books or anything like that. I do watch the movies and have enjoyed it. And when he shows up in video games, I tend to enjoy the banter of him and whatnot. But, like, I do not actively seek out anything Deadpool, realistically. I just don't. It's not me. It's not for me, necessarily. What was that? Yes, I know about the hiatus. The less repeated about that, the better. Right, okay. Let's see here. Since this... Okay. Oh, yeah, this was something... Now, I normally don't do this. I don't come in here and talk about Transformers, but I did want to say, holy shnikes. Pennies. $1,700. Wow. Like, this is what I was going to say before I saw the price and about took a dunk in my pants. These are super cool. These are one of the coolest toys I've ever seen, ever. I'm not a Transformers guy. I will not be becoming a Transformers guy. I have no real interest in Transformers or being a Transformers guy or doing anything about that. But I'm going to tell you right now, when cool toys are cool, they are cool. And this is cool.
Megatron,
Like, there's just no way around it. This is cool. Period. I mean, did you ever think that we would be in a time where you could buy a Megatron that, like, look at that. He's flinging a mace. Like a chain mace. Like, and it's actually working. He transforms on his own. Like, they speak, they move, they interact with each other. Like, these, even if you're not a Transformers fan, that doesn't matter. When cool toys are cool, you respect them. End of story. Like, just end of story. When cool toys are cool, we respect them. That's the end of it. Like, and you gotta hand it to Transformers. This might be one of the coolest things. These toys are amazing. Like, they're amazing. They're so amazing that they almost make somebody like me, who doesn't even like Transformers, consider for a moment how cool it would be to have such a thing. Even though I'm telling you right now, I would not. It's not something that I would buy into because I am where I am, and I don't need even more fandoms piled on top of me. I don't need to get lost in something new. But man, that is amazing. Like, that is amazing. Transformers knocked it out of the park. This Robosen, they rocked it. This is one of the coolest toys that I have ever seen, and you gotta hand it to Transformers on this one because it is unbelievable. What are you saying here, guy? By the way, remember the giant wings? Cool as F Gundam design Megazord toy. I found another one from the same people, I think, which is Thunder Megazord, and it's, I mean, that might be cool, but I don't know. If I got anything like that, it would be, the only thing I ever want is I wouldn't mind big robots that aren't Gundam, that are specifically things that I want. There's very little that I want. Having a solid Voltron on the shelf would be cool. But they're overpriced. They just feel overpriced. Most of them that I found anyway. Replacing the Megazord with something more solid, because I have the old Megazord. Like the old, barely moves, not that great of a toy in all honesty, Megazord. And then the Thunder Megazord. And that's it. I'm happy with my Dragon Zord. I'm happy with my White Tiger Zord. I don't want to add more big robots to the mix. Those three would be about the only giant robots that I would be buying at all. Like, at all. I don't see myself... Because, look, I talk about this all the time. And this is important. I've even... Today, I was talking to somebody who told me that it would be a good idea to make a solid video, and I think he's right, because I say this all the time. You spend $20 here, you can't spend $20 here. That's a very real thing. As collectors, we do also have to be disciplined as to what we will and won't buy into, and where our priorities lie on the things that we collect at any given time. My priorities flat out when something from Frank Frazetta that I'm never going to have another shot at comes out. I bought Dark Wolf. I bought Tigra. I'm not going to get another shot at them. It is not going to happen. It has been my whole life. There has been one set of figures. That's it. So I'm going to pay attention to Frazetta Girls and see what they produce moving forward in this line. And that will take a major priority. There will be priorities from here and there with characters that I like and things of that nature. And we all have things like the Megazord that we like or something like that. That's, that might take a priority. But then there's priorities on top of those priorities. And the truth of the matter is, if you have a budget in place, you have to follow it. Because there are other priorities as well. I'm into so many things. And the more fandom you're into, the more difficult this gets. But I just bought Volume 4, and I'm way behind, by the way, because I know at least there are 10 volumes. There might be more, but I just bought Volume 4 of the original Marvel Years Conan the Barbarian Omnibus. That will cover issue 84 to 100 something. It runs roughly from is it 1970 to 1993, somewhere in there. That's $134. These books, they're not in print. They're not easy to get. Sometimes you're paying aftermarket prices, and you want them in good condition. They're hardback, and no, you can't get them smaller. By the way, you have to get the omnibus, which is 800 something pages, 1,000 something pages. And the reason is because when they were printing them in smaller volumes, which I would have preferred, not that you can't hunt some of it down, but they were producing it for Epic Collection. And I love Epic Collection. Epic Collection in general is something that I'm really into because it's bite-sized content, but bigger than that, I guess, the best way that I can put that. Because when you buy Epic Collection, you get maybe 10 or 12 books, somewhere in there. And it runs pretty well. Sometimes you get more than that. I wouldn't know off the top of my head. But, I have the first 4 volumes of Fantastic Four in Epic Collection. And they're just big enough that they don't really hurt your hand. They work well. You can read them. They're not super expensive. And I have 5 volumes of Conan. And then they stopped producing them. They're done. Something happened in the licensing, and they're no longer producing them for Epic Collection, as far as I'm aware. And that screwed me, because I got issues 1 through 88 of the original Marvel Years, and everything was going fine. And now I have to pivot to the omnibus to keep going. And that's another price. That's every single one of those that I want, and there's at least 10 of them. That's money. And every time you want a figure, that's money. And every time they put out a wave in Marvel, you have to guess, okay, so Marvel Legends came out. It's about $125, $150 wave. Where am I going with this? Do I want all of it? No, I only want these 4. But if I don't go get these 4, I'm going to find myself in a situation where they're going to hit aftermarket prices. But at the same time, they're also releasing Tigra. And so if my priority goes to Tigra and she's $100 and that's where my budget was, then I buy that and then I pass on the others. And then by the time it comes back around, have I missed that opportunity? Was that thing now going to cost $70, $80, $90 because the one character that you decided was going to stick around didn't? Because I talked about it with the Batmobile video, guys. When you act like... And not just you, we act like we can predict the market. The market is a roller coaster of chance. You don't know exactly what's going to buy at any given time, and you don't know what's going to become impossible at any given time. We don't know. We don't. I talk about it in that video. It's 100% proven. What's a character that's going to hit the shelves that you know is going to sell and they're going to keep active? Batman. What Batman is the most accessible Batman? It's probably that right there, right? But he's in blue and gray because that was the most traditional Batman. Blue, gray, yellow oval, bat, right? He's on the market. You know he's going to sell. He sold out and never came back. I had to do aftermarket price for him and Yellow Cape Robin and then get the Batmobile. And so what originally was going to basically be like 30, 10, 10 ended up being like 35, 25, 25. You don't know. And so you take your chances here and there and you get what you can get. But you don't buy things stupid either. Like, you can't just buy 50 things and be like, well, you know, it's fine. I'll make payments. No. Because you're going to find yourself buried in debt at some point, too. So you got to play the game and know what you're getting into, when you're getting into it, and how much of it you want to get into. And you have to also learn in this hobby in general to let things go. You do. You have to say, I want that. I really do. It has escaped me. That sucks. And sometimes that's just the way it is. Yeah, the fact that it's not stop motion and he can fling that mace is unreal. Let's see. Zap Megazord might cost you an arm and a leg for Mighty Morphin. Zap Megazord. Not sure what that is. I've seen a couple of Megazords that have interested me, though. But right now I'm not really on the market for a Megazord. I just keep my eye on it from time to time. Okay, this we're going to look at. We're going to look at this just because, look, we know anybody looking to Star Wars shop, Big Bad, and actually Entertainment Earth, and a lot of places are actually going to have, because I bet you my buddy from Warp Drive Toys, I'll bet you he has a bunch of stuff on sale just because this is the time to do it. I have this Palpatine. I bought this. I actually did a video on him and everything. I was very impressed with him, in all honesty. Okay. Star Wars Revel Tech 003 C3PO. That's pretty good. I never bought anything Revel Tech. But I mean, that's solid. How big is he? I think he's a 6-inch scale. Look, he's solid. He's pretty good. You gotta give it to him where it counts. I don't have a C3PO. I'm not going to buy anything, to be fair. Something would have to really knock me out. She would be cool. But, so, I saw this, and I did consider it at one point, because in the comic books, I did actually like her. Then, I saw this figure, and, like, the face bothers me. It feels very plastic. And I know it is a toy. So, like, of course, but it bothers me enough that I ended up not wanting it. Let's see. Let me fix that real quick there. Don't buy stupid. Don't tell me how to buy my video games. That's fair, right. Let's see. What else do we got going on here? We got a young Anakin Skywalker. That's interesting. That's kind of ridiculous. This is actually kind of cool. Not that I'm very strict about my Star Wars buying. I mean, it's a pretty cool what if, because we never really got to see this on screen. I know they're calling it Phantom Menace, but that's bogus. We never saw this realistically. In scene, kind of, but even still, not really. Got some statues. That's pretty cool. Like, that's a really cool trooper, especially after getting the trooper that, like, disappointed me. Oh, what's this? Star Wars Vintage Collection. Oh no, I don't do the vintage stuff. Well, it doesn't look bad for what it is, but I don't really do the vintage collection stuff. That's neat. I got to admit that's cool. I don't know how good it would actually be. Like, I don't know how well that light would actually work, but that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's it. I actually expected a little more in Star Wars sales. I really did. Question then. Let's go here real quick, because I'm sure. Come on. They have stuff, don't they? I'm not seeing sales realistically. What did this say? Spend 100, save 10. Spend 200, save 25. Spend 300, save... No. No. Or no. That's... I'm going to straight up call that sad. That's a terrible... I mean, sure, I guess you'd save some money, but no way. Like, you'd have to really be ready to spend some Star Wars money to, like, make use of that. That's a no. That's a terrible deal, in my opinion. No way. Absolutely not. These are cool. These Transformers movie masterpiece series, like, I don't care what you think about the movie. That's a solid figure. That is cool. Like, that looks awesome. Like I said, man, you gotta hand it to Transformers, man. When they are knocking it out of the park, when they got people that are on their team that are doing it right, they're doing it right. That's a solid figure, man. That is a solid figure. I think it's awesome. Yes. Let's see. We got anybody? Nope. Okay. We're gonna move on. Yes. This is cool. That these are Mondo figures. I ordered mine directly from Mondo. I got this. In fact, mine is the better set. Ooh. See, I got the exclusive. I got the exclusive limited from Mondo. And actually, let me see. 124? Yeah, I paid 135. Doesn't sound like much, but I got a lot of extra stuff. I'm so happy they're doing this. Like, these are simple, too. They're just little statues, basically, that you can change a couple of parts here and there and kind of get different looks. But, like, the fact that they're doing this, I'm like really looking forward to the idea that they would continue this. Like, will we get Quinn? Will we get like the Fashion Club? Will we get the teachers? Will we get things like, Brittany? And, like, there's so much of this that I would want. And not just me. This was one of the few items that when they showed up, my wife came and said, "What is that? Holy crap, that's cool." And I said, "I know, right?" And she was like, Are you getting it? And I was like, "It's going to cost me this much." And she said, "I'll pay half." Like, that does not happen. That is a normal thing. She's going to pay half. Like, that's a big deal. So I get it. Her face doesn't look right. I assume that you're talking about Daria. I don't know. I disagree. You're the second person that said that. This is one of my favorite shows, and I'm not seeing what people are worried about. That looks right to me. That looks right to me. I'm not... Is it the glasses? Is that what's throwing people off? Because I've seen way worse glasses. And I've seen her smile. That's not like it's that egregious. That's her without the glasses. I don't see it. This is kind of goofy. And the Beavis and Butthead look is kind of cool too on the exclusive one. You get the Beavis and Butthead one. That looks fine to me. You could argue that the hair's like... that this swoop should have been a little more jagged. That should have maybe came... Because like you could see it right there. It comes down into more slices or whatever. But like, I'm not seeing the issue. Maybe you could argue she should have been thinned out a little bit more. But I don't see it. I don't see it. But I've seen multiple people say that now. And I don't see it. I think she looks right. I think she looks great. Especially since we really haven't had a chance to see these as toys pretty much like ever. So, I mean, I'm on board. Will that one teacher have a... Dude, if they release him and they don't give him the second face where it looks like he's having the eye pop out like he's having a mini stroke, then I don't even want him. He has to have it. These are getting cool. Like all these figures that are starting to show up, McFarlane Toys, they're doing like the music line. Like, that's cool, man. That is so awesome. This I don't like. I'm torn sometimes because like this I was kind of excited about at first, and then I got to seeing the face, and like it, like how come this isn't just the face? Like what is this? Like why? It looks kind of goofy. Like I almost feel like he's stepping on his own toes here, because this could have been perfect. Like, it's a simple figure. It doesn't have to be anything more than a simple figure. But then you're gonna make Eddie, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe he doesn't do, because like this looks right, but then again, I guess this guy's for what it's worth, this guy's basically a comic book character. I mean, realistically, I mean he's only on album art and stuff like that, so maybe it's easier to do. I don't know. But yeah, and look, exactly, you're saying it right here, like Eddie and Lobo, because that's what it looks like. Like, it does not look like that is supposed to be Rob Zombie. Sad face. Good job, McFarlane. You gave me a sad face. Check this out, though. We got a Thundercats, Sword of Omens, and Claw Shield scaled prop replica. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this right here is just like the item that I have. And I'll show that off here in a minute. But yeah, this is, once again, I don't know anything about Thundercats. I have to buy the original series and watch it before I worry about like getting into any kind of merchandise whatsoever. And even then, I don't know how far I would even go with a lot of the stuff, because my only reason that I would want Thundercats is if it scaled well with the Masterverse characters that I have. And if it doesn't, if they're too big or too small, then I don't want them at all. So that'll be very much determined when I actually start watching and where it goes from there. But I'm pretty sure that this is essentially Bink. Is essentially this. I have this sitting at my desk. This is what it is. I'm pretty sure this is what it is. I think it's even from the same company. This scaled prop replica, I think it's from the same company. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if it's the same kind of size and everything. And these guys have also done. They did the Sword of He, the Power Sword. They also do the dark version, the Skeletor sword, and they've done the Serpent staff. So yeah. I don't know. I have a tough time reading how Scott would buy things, because sometimes I don't think he would, and then sometimes I've seen him buy things at almost a ridiculous level, where like he'll spend major money. Like he bought a whole bunch of those cabinets from like 1UP, and I was kind of mesmerized by that, because he's also the same guy that got mad at me one time for telling him that like $200 really isn't that much money. Just don't buy a couple video games and you can have this cool item. And he was like, not everybody has the kind of job that you have, Bill. And I'm like, but you're buying 1UP arcade cabinets. Like, what? So I can never gauge exactly where his spending habit lies. Yes. Yeah, relatively, they're about the size of letter openers. They're pretty cool, though, in all honesty. Let's see. Whoop. Let's get back in here. Yeah, I think it's solid. I think it's cool. I'm not interested in it necessarily, but like I said, I just thought it would be something cool to kind of bring up and show everybody. What are you doing? What are you doing, McFarlane? Oh yeah, I saw this. That he's got the spawn that's going to come out with a little you can buy McFarlane with spawn. It's goofy, it's fun, but there it is, right? I mean, if you wanted to put, and I'm sure we're going to see toy tubers and toy photographers that are going to play with this. They're going to get this. They're going to get this because they want a Todd McFarlane. They're going to have him pose with Spider-Mans and things like that. You know it's coming. You know it's coming. Let's see here. Okay, cool. These I got. I'm skipping him. Just like I talked about earlier, you're going to choose where you're going to spend your money. I decided I don't need green Mega Man. I already have blue Mega Man, and that's the only Mega Man I was honestly worried about, and I don't need the bomb, because realistically, that bomb, I'm just going to get it with Bomb Man. I mean, right? That's what we're going to do. We're just going to get it with Bomb Man, so I'll just wait for Bomb Man. But I will say, I was half tempted when I started seeing alternate faces, but then immediately not tempted because the face, right? Because I have Mega Man right here, and the Mega Man that we got, he's got the teeth, but the Mega Man that this one is it's a different face. But the thing is, I still don't have an interest because the alternate faces wouldn't work on the blue Mega Man. See? So if this helmet came off, if it was a different piece, or if this Mega Man was made like other figures where you pop the face off and put a new face on, that would be something. But he's not made like that. So that really changes the way that I look at this and just makes me go, no. And no, Spawn didn't look like that. That's actually a different concept altogether. That specifically, if I remember right, is Concept Spawn or something like that. I would have to look it back up, but there's a reason Spawn looks that way. Yeah. No joke. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm skipping him. I don't need green Mega Man. I have the Mega Man I want. I have blue Mega Man. That's what I wanted. My whole goal here is to put Mega Man and then put the Robot Masters alongside him. That's it. That's my whole goal. It's my whole interest in the line in general. And so I get to save $20 this run. That's another thing. Don't be disappointed when you don't want everything. I see that a lot where people are quick to be like, oh, well, that's not the thing that I wanted. I wanted something blah, blah, blah. I wanted these characters or whatever. And that's fine, but sometimes when they don't make what you want, it also means you don't want to buy it. And that could actually be really good for us. Because it's nice sometimes to say, okay, they made these. I originally maybe had $60 set aside for a wave, right? And then you set the $60 aside for a wave and then figure out that wave that comes out, you don't want everything. Well, that's now $20 you can pivot or save and then add to a different wave or go backwards. And I've been doing that a lot lately. You'll notice on the channel, I'm slowly trying to put together the Super Scroll. It takes time for me to hunt down each piece and make sure that it's perfect. As you saw, if you didn't see, go back and watch the video, I bought She-Hulk. And she arrived topless with fuzzy feet. That was not what I intended to buy. at all. I had zero interest in... Okay, maybe I have the most mild of interest in a topless She-Hulk, but not a She-Hulk that, like, you get the idea. Like, that just blew me away. She showed up without a shirt, with fuzzy feet, and with the wrong arm. And I was like, what did I buy? So I had to send her back and get another one. I talk all about it in that video. What do I think of the Mega Man cartoon? I'll be honest with you. It almost feels like a fever dream. Like, I remember that it was a thing. And I remember that I watched it. And I remember that, like Cutman would, like, take the thing and be like, and, like, I remember him doing things like cutting planes in half and crazy stuff, but, like, his scissors were only, like, this big, like, tika, tika, tika. And I remember being like, how did you do that? Like, and little things like that. And I remember all Mega Man had to do was kind of, like, touch a guy, and then, like, it would imprint the thing onto him, and then he'd have somebody else's weapon. But I remember thinking the whole time that I watched that series, like, didn't you already touch that guy? Shouldn't you already have fire? Don't you already have throw rocks? Like, you've touched Cutman like 5 times in this series already. Why don't you just already have the scissors? Like, I remember it almost feels like a fever dream, like something I watched and both liked and didn't like, but remember and don't remember. It's really bizarre. That reminds me of the She-Hulk clone in the Incredible Hulk cartoon. Yeah, it's wild, man. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. I talk about that, but that's part of what I'm talking about right now. If you want to save $20 and then you could pivot back, like I was lucky enough to find a Sue Storm for only $24. Awesome. I'm not buying this. You see, so I can repivot that money into something else. That's cool. It's actually a good thing when it happens. Electric Man. Dude, Elect Man is awesome. I mean, you could complain that his electric could have been cooler, but he's also... Oh, I love the fact that he has a thumb. I know that's so stupid that makes me... This... I love the fact that he has a thumb. He has a thumb and a pointy finger. You could argue that his lightning should have been, like, bigger. Because, like, in the game, he shoots the lightning and it goes up, and it goes up, down, and straight, and it's, like, really super powerful. But there's also something to be said that he'll, like, it can, like, he's the only one that it attaches to his arm and shoots out, right? Because the other ones, so far, they've had to have little stands where, like, you throw the bomb and it's on a stand. You shoot the gun and it's on a stand. Like this. This is what you got. But he's going to be... That kind of makes him unique. I don't hate it. I could argue that it could have been cooler. But I really don't hate it. I think it's solid. I think this is crazy. I'll be happy to have him. No doubt in my mind, I'll be happy to have him. It'll be really cool to have Elect Man. Yes, he in fact does have unlimited power. Let's see here. This is cool too. He is the most basic of the robot masters. But that doesn't make him any less cool. He used to be the guy I went after first. Like, when I very first started playing Mega Man, he was the guy I went after first. I knew that I could beat him, and then, going from there, his scissors would help me systematically knock out the other people. I like him. I'm excited for him to be a thing. Because it's cool. He's really solid. I like every single one of these. Like, this is no doubt solid. I really do like him. And so far, I haven't been disappointed. I've already talked about every single one of them. And I haven't been disappointed by a single one of them. It should have been blue too. Coming back to the chat now, I wonder if you were also talking. What part were you talking about? Because I missed that. I just came back to the chat to see what people have been saying and saw that. I didn't know what that meant. But yeah, this is awesome. Oh. I got him. And I'm very happy I got him because he's cool. I'm passing on him. I know people are like, oh, but he's such a cool Wolverine. That's Astonishing Wolverine. And I just don't care. Astonishing Wolverine doesn't do it for me. I don't care. I wasn't blown away by the costume. And I'm completely fine with missing a Wolverine. I have the one. Technically, I have the only one I want. It's on the shelf. Now, maybe if they remade if they remade the brown and orangish or yellowish suit, you get what I'm talking about, the brownish one, that I might be interested in. A solid one of those. But then again, I have one that I like, so they'd really have to knock it out of the park. I don't see it happening. So, yes, I agree, but at the same time, if you're sticking to the video game, it was like an orangey color. So I get what you mean by that, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I hate the fact that they did that. Let's see. So here's an entire wave that you can just buy. See, here's the thing. The only thing here that I like... There we go. That's her. That's the only thing I might want. And that brings the question, do I? Because I've got one. And I've got a good one. And I don't know if she makes enough of an improvement for me to, like, care. And I'm thinking the answer is no. Yeah, I've got her. And the one that I have, I like. So I don't think this is enough for me to care. At all. Like, yeah. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. Now this, I saw this coming out. That's cool. That's like really cool. I mean, like, I don't like the way they do their coats and their capes. I know some people are really into it. I don't like that it's like, I get it, but I don't like all the weird flaps. So I have a cape that's done like that for another figure that I bought for my wife. And specifically, it's the Tuxedo Mask. And his cape is like broken into like 3 or 4 segments that like you articulate individually. And really, I just would have preferred a wireframe cape at that point. And same with him. I feel like maybe the coat could have been a soft goods material with a wireframe support at this point that goes down, and then you can do whatever you want with the jacket. I don't know. It's not... I don't like the flaps, but I understand why. This guy's solid. This is cool. I saw a long time ago. Like, I feel like it was a long time ago, but they did the one for Marvel Legends. He's another one that I kind of wish they would reissue or try again, because like there's definitely some merit to it and I liked what I saw, but like, yeah. Is that Spider-Woman or Black Widow? I've only seen her in the Iron Man cartoon. In terms of what they think that was, I think it was Spider-Woman. because that's the one that I have. But yeah, that would be cool if you had the Rubik's Cube. But regardless, I'm not really too severe on a lot of these others. I mean, they are good figures, but like, I don't really buy from them. In fact, I can't say I don't really. I never have. Like this right here. I have 2 Spider-Gwens, and I like them both a lot. And I don't feel like the upgrade from one to the other is solid enough for me to sacrifice $170. Like, that's a lot. Maybe you could argue that she moves better, but I don't know. You would have a tough time. Some of the poses that I'm seeing here, I think that I could do with my Marvel Legends. It might take a little more work. Like, that's a tough pose right there. This is a tough pose. But I'm not seeing anything that I don't think I could pull off. What's going on with her legs here? Like, what is that? That's, like, that bothers me. That's, like, inhuman. Like, she's concave. The face is good. I mean, there's argument to be made that's a solid figure. It's an absolutely solid figure. And do you get this with it? Is this like a... I don't know. But it is. That's a solid figure. I will 100% agree it is solid. But does it trump anything enough from Marvel Legends? Because, look, here's the truth of it. When you have figures, some characters you might want the absolute best, right? But then other times, you look at like a Marvel Legends, because it's just a standard. It's a standard collecting point for the industry and the hobby. Marvel Legends. We all know it. If you have one and he or she costs $25 and it is a solid figure, do we really pivot all the way up to $100 to replace said figure with minor improvements? And one could argue some of it is minor improvements. Like, I don't know. I think it very much depends on the person, like when you ask a question like that. But for me, I could not possibly justify $170 over $24 for a figure that I have that I'm already very happy with. I just couldn't do it. I'm surprised they're not selling Spider-Ham separately. No, you're right. But at the same time, maybe the idea was to, because like she's only so much plastic, right? At like $170. No, I can't say that, because I'm looking at other figures in this line, and I'm seeing Miles here at $100. Solid looking Miles, by the way. Another Miles at about $90. So relatively, this line seems to be in the $100 ratio. Like, I guess, but then this comes with like a big extra figure, so you could argue that $124 makes sense. But like for this, let me see something. So the Spider-Gwen figure comes with hands, 2 masked heads, 2 unmasked heads, 2 hair parts, interchangeable torso part. Okay, so that's where all the extra money's coming from here. Because you're looking at the heads, the extra torso part is basically another figure. So this is like 3 figures in a single pack, relatively, when you include the pig. Even though the pig, I'd also tell you that the reason they sell the pig the way they do is because she's small. So she's going to take up a little less plastic than, say, he would. Him by himself is a lot of plastic. She by herself is not the same amount of plastic. And so when you put that with her, it kind of balances it out. But then you could also argue that that doesn't make sense, because if it balanced it out, she would be about $100. He would be about $100, because I'm not sure where the pricing is coming from on this, except for maybe the extra torso. But even then, the extra torso didn't look that impressive. Am I not seeing something? Am I missing something? No, I'm not. It doesn't even look like you can pose this. Like, yeah, okay, so you snap the legs in or whatever, but like, this all looks unmovable. So maybe the head moves around, but like, no, I don't know. Does Spider-Ham move? He looks like that. Are these just extra different arms you plug in and heads you plug in, though? It doesn't look like this is an animated thing. It looks like it's basically a slug with a couple of extra mild movement parts. So, and then the mid-body is basically a slug. So they sold a Spider-Gwen with 2 slugs and cost you $170. As opposed to him costing $99 and being massively articulated and being much, much bigger than her. Less paint apps, I guess. He's all black. But, I don't know. And then you could argue he's bigger than her and has about the exact same range of movement, but more stuff going on with the jacket and everything. I don't know. That's weird. Where did they get that price? That really makes me wonder. That seems like a stretch. Like $170 seems strange. Hey, what's going on, man? For Marvel, I stick with Legends. I feel like they are fine. And I understand that. Yeah. Because that's exactly what I was arguing, is that when you really get down to it, are you going to jump $170 to move from Legends Gwen to Sentinel Gwen? Like, I don't see the price. Seems funny to me. First off, how they even got to $170, and then on top of that, to push further from I don't know, but I know people bought it, and he has a hat. That's fair, and he has a hat. Yeah, I don't see it. No. Okay. I've got him coming. Did I? I've got him coming. I've got her coming. I got him coming. I've got him coming. I think him. I'm pretty sure. I know him because I could not find one originally. Got her. Got this. I can't remember. Yes. Yes. I think so. Yes. I'm trying to remember. I put a lot of stuff on. I'll have to go back and kind of look through some stuff and see if I've forgotten some stuff. Because I did put like a lot of stuff. Like I ordered like stuff all the way up into August, but I don't remember. I don't know if he was available. But he's one I want. He's cool. Like with that cape and everything. Like I cherry pick what I get from Origins heavily. Like heavily cherry pick it. I do not jump crazy onto it, but this dude with his extra cool parts and like the way he glows, and he's awesome, man. He's one I want. He's one I think is absolutely solid. I don't think that's as impressive as... I feel like if I did this, I would still leave this upper part on him, unless it like somehow interferes. But I'd be able to make that decision. I'm going to have to go in and see if I have him, because I have a lot. and I kind of lose track of how much I have sometimes. My basic rule is if I'm going to add something, I go in and double check to make sure that I don't have like 5 or 6 things booked, because I can't walk myself into that situation. But if he doesn't really have, if I don't have him, I need to look at him, because Necrokanda is awesome. That's an awesome figure, man. Yes, and yeah, I agree with you, Copter. Thanos Copter, listen, man. When I thought that this dude was Walmart, I gave up on him. If you tell me something is a Walmart or a Target exclusive, I immediately give up on them. Not that I don't want them, I give up. I tell myself immediately my chances have dropped substantially. Maybe I'll get lucky. If I find them, awesome. If they're online, awesome. If I get lucky, awesome. But I immediately squash my hopes, because the chance that that's going to happen, that I'm going to get it, is immediately low. So I just tell myself, no, calm down. If you're lucky, but don't get your hopes up. And I did that for Necrokanda, because I thought for sure that he was Walmart exclusive. I thought I remembered people talking about that, but maybe I just dreamed it. Yes, they did do an April O'Neil for Masters. She's basically kind of got a sorceress motif. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome. Let's see. I'm Hot Toys Sideshow collecting figure guy myself. Hefty pricing, though. Yes. Yes. Hot Toys? Yes, absolutely. I have a buddy that just bought a couple Sideshow figures, though. Yeah, that's real money. That's getting in real. That's like I avoided Mondo for a very long time and only just recently jumped in, and only to a couple of things that I absolutely knew for sure that I was going for them. And that was part of why, because they cost real cash. I still haven't bought one of these. It's good to see that he's in stock, though. I do want a Mantenna. I think he's awesome. I kind of wanted one of these, too. But then they decided they were doing Leech for Masterverse, and Masterverse is very much the line that I care the most about, personally. You can't go wrong with Origins, though. Listen, we all have the things we like. I cherry pick Origins. I don't dislike Origins at all. I have 2 full shelves of Origins. So, I mean, I definitely don't hate them by any means, but I'm very particular at this point as to what I buy into. But I gotta admit, recently they got a lot out of me, because I'm really loving this cartoon line, and I just kind of like bought a lot of stuff. Like I bought him and everything. Like, and this is really cool. And maybe it's the Snake Man thing. Maybe it's like a Conan the Barbarian thing engraved in my mind, that I love the idea of like evil snake lizard men things, and I don't know. But it's certainly got a lot out of me. And then like selling me something like this, oh yeah, and that was an absolute, there was no way I wasn't picking that up. And then, come on, you're going to give us the collector? Like, dude, look, when they do it right, man, they do it right. And right now, Origins has come back for me with kind of a vengeance. I'm really enjoying what I see. And that's kind of got me finally spending again into them. Very much so. I love them. What I wish is that Masterverse would say, "Hey, Bill, we're Masterverse," and I would say, "Hey, Masterverse, how are you?" And they would say, "Here, man, web store's back," and I would say, and then I would probably, and I'm not kidding about this. I'm not kidding. I know it's going to sound like I'm joking. If they told me they were restocking Web Store tomorrow, I'd buy 2. Just because it was so unreal to get my hands on it, I would buy 2. And there's a real reason I would do it. I would buy 1, and I would not for like resale. I'm not interested in that. I'm not looking to get rich on toys. It's never going to happen. the best that I could hope for is that the plastic that I acquire throughout the course of my lifetime, that I actually maintain, when I die, my kid will like sell it or whatever, and maybe she'll get something out of it. And I'm not concerned. I don't buy for value. I buy because this is something that I like to do, and I like to have. But in terms of him, I would buy 2, maybe even 3, because I would open one, do for the show, put it on the shelf, and I would push the other 2 to the side. And if this happened again, where it went dead and you could not get one, I would give one. I would give one. That's exactly how I do it. I'd be like, hey, I have one. And I wouldn't ask exuberant one, ridiculous, oh my God, 100 and like, dude, he's costing like $200. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm waiting. Like, because they're restocking certain things and reissuing certain things. Like, and they're already doing like fan favorites. Like for Origins, Masterverse has to release a couple of fan favorites. Ones that are impossible, and WebStore is impossible. You can still get Spikor. That's like Wave 1. And he costs nothing. But you cannot find him anywhere, man. What's going on? What's up, Terrence? I do not dig Hot Toys. Too big, expensive, and I'm just not into the realistic look. Yeah, I get that. I get it. We all have things that we're really into, and that might be the reason that I fall a little bit onto the Mondo side. If I'm ever going to buy things that are like big like that, I fall to Mondo because it's more... They still feel like big toys and still kind of hit that animation comic book mix look that I like. So like I bought Teela. Like fast, I went on and bought Teela. I did not want to miss the chance on that character. So I have that coming in, and I already have a spot picked out for her on the desk. You have a web store, dude. Like, legit awesome. Because he's hard to get, man. Like, he vanished everywhere. And I don't feel like I waited all that long. Like, I really don't. Because, like, I knew he was one that I kind of wanted. And I'll admit, I'm bad about that. There's a lot of stuff that I'm investing in. And like I was talking about earlier, depending on where your priority lies at what given time, if something comes out at the same time and your budget is like $100, which that's what mine is, sometimes I gotta say, I'm going over here. That stuff will still be here when I come back. And then after a wave or two of stuff, I come back, and sometimes I'm lucky and I'm just like, there it is, I pick it all up. Other times, you take a chance and you miss out. And that web store, he just vanished. Man, he was gone everywhere. And his aftermarket value is extreme. Yeah, I bought this. Of course I bought that. I have so much Masterverse. Like, my overall hopeful goal is to basically complete the Masterverse line at some point. I know that's asking a tall order sometimes because I have other things that I like, but like there's very few. I've kept up with it pretty solid, in all honesty. Not in terms of unboxing it. Like, I've still got a lot of videos to do, but I've kept up with it for the most part pretty solid. So there's very little that I don't have or that I need. Like I need him. I missed out on him, but I haven't missed out on him. He's right there. So on my next paycheck, there he is. You know, and so that's that. I'm not too worried about it. I imagine he'll still be here. And like this is, they can't even give Mossman away. Mossman is another thing. Like I said, Mossman is Wave 1. Like, Wave 1. I apologize. Spikor is Wave 2. But look, Wave 1 Mossman, either they overproduced like crazy or people hate Mossman. I don't know. But, like, they can't even give him away. Like, I see him at Ross and all over the place and just sitting in random places. They can't get rid of him. But you better believe that Web Store, he sold. Oh, well, there you go. Spikor right there. And he's on sale. They're like, please take Spikor. We've had him for so long. Please. It's just, it blows my mind. It really does. It blows my mind how much of a disappearing act it really was. Because, man, when they bought him out, man. It is good to see sales, though. Like some of it, he's one I want. He's one I want. I really do. I passed on Clamp Champ when it came to Origins, but I like his look in the Masterverse line. I have most all of these. Otherwise, okay. Let's check the things that you cannot get. I got him, so that's okay. Got him. Got him. Got him. I just got him. And I'm not saying this means they're sold out everywhere. I mean, you can't get them here. But I just got him. He's actually on the way right now. So luckily I did not miss out on this. Thankfully, because when I saw him, I was like, that's perfect. That is literally, I don't think it could have been more perfect as to what I want for Merman. That's absolutely fantastic. I've got him. Did not get Faker. Faker's one I missed out on as well. Technically, I missed out on Stratos, even though I'm not a huge fan of the Stratos. Not really. But I did kind of want him for Masterverse, and I'm sure that I can still find a Stratos. I'm not too worried about that. He's gone. He seems more gone. These two are getting really tough to find. Web Store being the most impossible to find, by the way. I have somebody that's actually going to send me Buzz Off. Because they had an extra one of him. I've got him coming. So yeah, I mean, look, when I go down the line, I've been pretty lucky about what I knew was going to stick around and what I knew was going to go away. I figured would be more available for longer, but he is becoming a little more difficult to find. I'm sure I can find him if I want to look. Maybe I'm wrong. I was wrong about Web Store. He disappeared. So I don't know, but who knows? Oh. You are overpriced. They're not good. Why do I keep looking at PlayArts Kai? I've complained about this like 4 or 5 times in different streams. He's also a lot of reuse too. They're not. I'm sorry. I think they're brittle for what they are. I think they fall apart easily. You could argue like there's a lot of definition here, right? Like in terms of all the sculpt work and everything, but like even still, like they're not worth $180. They're not worth $180. I don't care that they're 10, 11 inches tall. They're not worth that money. I don't see it, nor have I ever seen it in the whole time that I have enjoyed Final Fantasy. I wish a different, and I know it's Square Enix product, so it's not going anywhere, but I really wish that they would have farmed this out to somebody else to make figures. Because, look, Final Fantasy is an absolute gold mine of merchandise. But I don't want any of it from them. It seems like every figure that I've ever got from PlayArts Kai has been broken or disappointing in some way. Like, I loved her in Final Fantasy Tactics. I thought she was absolutely fantastic. But I would be afraid to get her in this toy line because everything that I have gotten from this toy line has been craptacular. And this is a 5-inch figure. 5.5. Sorry. $80? Originally $100? Like, no. Where is your price coming from? Like, I just don't see it. I don't believe it. No way. I'm done with this. I don't know why I keep going to these stupid tabs. Yes! What? This is awesome. Okay. This is awesome. Yes! Oh my gosh. I kind of love this. I'm not like a huge Chucky fan, but I gotta admit, man, when they do a figure right, they do a figure right. It's just like today when we started, we talked about Transformers. I'm not a Transformers guy, but when you make a good toy, you make a good toy, and that's all there is to it, man. When you make a good toy, you make a good toy. That toy gets noticed. That's the end of it. It doesn't have to be any more detail than that when it comes right down to it, man. These are solid. Let's see here. Whoop. We are going to try. Let's see. Oh, no. We'll try this. There, I found that. And then we are also going to try. Boop. Is that it? That's it. Okay. So, first off, let me pull that down. This is a buddy of mine. He runs a place called Warp Drive Toys, and I just wanted to come and see what he's been up to, because I actually haven't got to see him for a while. He currently runs a physical location out of a shop called Retro City. Yeah, that's what I figured. I knew he'd have a bunch of sales in terms of Star Wars. That's kind of what he's about, man. Okay, let's Doom. See what's going on here. No, that's not a huge sale, to be fair, but even still, I don't have one of these. I don't know if I'd buy one, in all honesty. Like, I'm very particular about the whole Star Wars thing right now. I refuse to fall down a rabbit hole. I only want the figures that are, like, absolute, that kind of dig into my childhood and the things that I remember or love or am, like, a major part of in general. The stock's pretty low. He's got these coming in. But I know that I think he's just about done, in all honesty. He's getting less and less like his health is kind of going and everything like that. But for what we're going to do, because we've done this, I want to go to Helidope. Check out a couple things here, too. He's got the Animal Warriors going on. Dude, these are cool. These are, like, really cool. Okay, you can get your Street Fighter here. To be fair, I need to check this more often. Like, I really do, because he gets things here that, like, I won't think about it. I'll think that maybe, like, how do I put this? it'll come to mind that like maybe he doesn't have it, or I won't even consider the fact that he will have it. And then by the time I realize that he does have it, I've already put a bid in or whatever, or got it from something else. And I really need to keep my eye on it because, like, how do I put this? I would rather support this than like a big giant industry. I guess that's the best way I can put it. In terms of, he's got, well, I'm not sure why we clicked on clearance and so, okay, so it's just that the way that it's sorted. That's pretty cool. I don't have any reason to really go Power Ranger diving right now, but it is pretty cool. Boop. I thought about buying this. Like, I haven't done it, and I keep telling myself that, like, I don't need it. But then it is Daredevil, and, like, but I'm still probably not going to do it. You know what would be cool? With all the McFarlane toys, I'm surprised they haven't done it, because he did, like, some animated series stuff. Why has he not done I'm sorry. Why has he not done like Phantom? Mask of the Phantasm. Why has he not done a Phantasm? Like, or did he do it and I missed it? Because I probably would have bought that. 5K Toys is the store browsing that hurts my wallet. Yes, that's fair. Yes, absolutely. I just did a video on these. I bought these, and I got mine for stupid cheap. Like, if you've been considering taking a chance on these, you can get them for almost nothing right now. And I'm not even kidding when I say that. I'm like being as real as I can be. I'm talking almost nothing. Like, he's selling them right here at $69. That's not a bad price for all four of these guys. But I got them for $20. Like, it is insane how cheap you can get them. Because, like, the Walmarts are just trying to throw them away at this point. They're just like, please take them. Like, they don't want them anymore. I don't have one of these. I do have one of these. I'm curious, did they alter anything with the upcoming? Because this is like the fan favorite one or whatever. No, this says it's in stock, so maybe this isn't the one. Because they're doing the reissue where they're, unless this is the reissue, it's possible. Yeah, fan favorite. So this is the reissue one. Did they change something from this one? I don't see anything different. Well, did I have that comb? I feel like I didn't have that comb. I have the shield, because she's right over there. She has the shield. She has. Maybe I do have that comb. I feel like I don't remember that comb. I feel like I would have talked about it on the episode if she'd have had that comb. Did I? I am running circles here in my head. I cannot remember for the life of me. Do I care? Would I buy another for the comb? No, I wouldn't. So I guess it doesn't matter in the long run. But I honestly cannot remember if she had the comb. It doesn't look like the cape has changed. I don't see a difference in the hair. The sword is fine. Yeah, I mean, does she have the bad knees? Those look like the old chunker knees. Mine doesn't have that. Mine has the littler knees. This looks like it's got the big, round, first wave female knees that nobody liked, and I don't. Mine does not have that. Yeah, mine's got the smaller knees. I don't use that head thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything. But I'm not saying that they would have changed anything on the reissues, but I heard somebody saying, I thought I heard someone say something like the face was a little different or something. I can't remember. I remember that I saw somebody talking about it, and they were talking about how the fan favorite ones, something different was about them. But I don't remember what they were talking about that is different. The old release has the comb. Okay, and the newer release doesn't have the comb, so I didn't get the comb. I got the one with the better knees. I'll trade the comb for the knees. If that's what's going on, I'll trade the comb for the knees. I don't need the comb. She doesn't have real hair. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't feel like that's a problem. So I checked out Masters. I always go to Masters first. Okay, let's look at this for a second, shall we? I finally bought my first of these. Let me see who it was. Let me find it. This will be the first one I've ever bought, right here. This will be the first one of Mythic Legions that I ever bought, because I just think she is awesome. This is all me, man. This is Red Sonja. This is an elf. This is a barbarian. It like hits every single note that I need it to hit for me to get into the line and try it out for the first time. Like, it's just, this was it, man. It hit me exactly where I needed it to be for me to take notice. So this will be the first one of these I've ever done. And I'll cause myself all kinds of new problems. The bear is awesome. Like, dude, it's a bear. It's a bear. It's so good, man. Like, that's one of those things. Right now, I'm just trying it out. I told myself I need to buy one. And then if it turns out to be something, because there's a lot of them I saw that I thought about. There was a lot of them I saw that I thought about. But I told myself, if you're going to do this, you need one. You need one, and then you take the plunge, and then you see if it was worth it, and then you go from that point. So this will be the first one I've ever bought. That was the figure that I bought specifically because she spoke to me the most out of that wave. And once I have one in hand, once I have a chance to look it over and I have a chance to know this is how I feel about it realistically, then I will start making decisions. Now, this can be a bad way. Like you said, you dove deep. Understandable. Absolutely understandable. Because I feel like from what I've seen, I could too. But, pushing that back, even though I know I could absolutely dive in deep to this line, I have to be honest with myself here. I have bought figures from other lines and then found myself at a point where I'm like, oh, I don't like this at all. But you could also argue that I've done that with a line before and then found out the hard way that it was something that I actually did kind of like. So I think it was Mezco. I bought the Wonder Woman, and I do not like her. She bothers me. There's like a lot of weird things, like the paint is weird and sticky. Her ankles don't support her. She falls over. Her hand won't hold the sword. Like there's just problem after problem after problem after problem. Her foot doesn't actually fit in the stand peg that they gave you for it. So like, I really dislike it. And I kept saying to myself, I don't like this line. I don't like the figures that they do. But I'd only ever bought that one. And so then I missed a Conan figure that I probably would have liked a lot. Like, I probably would have been super into it. In fact, there's almost no doubt in my mind that I, of course, would have been super into it. But I passed on it because of that. And I never necessarily recovered. And by the time I realized that, like, I was like, you know, I was like, I could have had that. I could have had that Conan. But I'd bought one and then kind of decided that I didn't like the line. So maybe it's a bad way to judge as well, but you got to start somewhere. I have to have a Mythic Legion in my hand. I have to know. Now, King Conan, I'm giving Mezco a second shot. I do believe in second chance. I'm giving it a second shot. I'm buying the King Conan. I'm crossing my fingers. Because I've been told by a lot of people that the Wonder Woman had problems, and there have been a lot of people that complained about it, but that Mezco in general is very solid, and their Conan figure was good. So, I'm giving them a second shot. I'm getting King Conan. So, yep, you say you got the King Conan on pre-order but missed the others? Yeah, I did too. But this will only be the second thing I've ever bought from them, because I bought that one and it did me no favors. I think that's enough for tonight. I'm a little scatterbrained. I'm still kind of tired and everything like that. But solid little hangout. I try to normally do 2 hours. Today we're going to cut it a little short. We're gonna kick out here at like an hour and 30 minutes. But I'm feeling okay about it tonight, because I don't want to. How do I put this? I don't want to reach a point where there's not enough for me to talk about, and I don't currently have a topic to go into. And I'm also noticing that I don't know, hard to explain. Like, I feel like dried out is the best way I can say it. And I don't know if it's just been from the day or whatever, but it bothers me. And I also don't want to mess myself up and not be able to record in the morning. So, I'm going to get out of here. But, as always, I enjoy doing this. I like the show. I am still going to keep doing these. I should be back next Friday. And, I should continue to post videos throughout the week like I always do. So, if you catch them, you catch them. If not, you don't. Either way, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to get out of here, guys.